Back again with the second video of the new year. This one is going to be about getting into the ICU as a new grad. And in my other videos, I think I told you guys that I did not get into an ICU as a new grad. I could have. I was offered a position, but I moved. And looking back on it, I can't believe it, but I did not go into the job offer that I had because of a love interest. I know. It's okay though, because I made it. I'm here.
College educated, she graduated. Any bill she can't front, her parents paid it. The show was far. You the only one with a car out your girlfriends.
So I'll just say it again. I did 6 months on a vascular surgery ICU unit, and then transferred to cardiac surgery unit. There was a lot of shade, y'all, telling me, you're not ready. They're gonna eat you alive. You're not ready to go to cardiac surgery. It's too difficult. Bye. One, I think the most surefire way to get your foot into a door on a nursing unit is to work there as a care partner. I was only, with soccer and everything, I was only able to work as a care partner 1 day a week from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And I was offered a position there in that ICU. It was a cardiac ICU, strictly because they knew I was in nursing school. They're going to say, okay, this is growth from within, and they will pick you up and transfer you to your new role as a nurse. I think that's a great, great step to get your foot into a door automatically. 2, during your interview, sadly, you might want to keep on the hush that you want to go to CRNA school. I did not, because my manager was very big on education. Now, if you do want to tell them, I would say after a few years of being here, but to be frank, I wouldn't mention it, because the moment they see or hear CRNA school, they're like, okay, I'm going to lose this person. There's no point in me hiring them. So kind of keep your plans on a hush. Number 3, stay hungry, stay focused. If you're like me and end up being on just a regular floor, not a non-ICU unit for your first job, don't let there be a day where you're not hunting for an ICU job. I had just started and was still constantly looking for a cardiac surgery ICU job. I was working nights for 6 months on that first step down unit, and I started emailing recruiters for my hospital, for ICU positions that would accept new grads, because essentially I was a new grad then. And I would just email her every week, every month, hey, if you know any managers that are hiring for ICU positions, can you please pass along my resume? And she had done that. This was a new recruiter that had come on. This was about 5 months in working on that step-down unit, and I had contacted her, and within 2 weeks she had said, yeah, so this manager on your cardiac surgery unit in the heart hospital is hiring. And I tell you, I was so ecstatic. She was like, just forward me a resume and I'll forward it to him. And if anybody knows how cardiac surgery units usually rock, they are most oftentimes short-staffed. So he called me, I think, the next day for an interview. I went to the interview in scrubs before my night shift, and he liked what he saw on my resume. And I was hired to start the following January. So this interview was in, I think, November, and I started in January of the next year. So you gotta just be on it. You can't expect, just something to fall in your lap. You have to be making moves to try and get there. Connections are important if you have them. Like I said, you can't rely on that though. You have to build your connections. You have to, at one point I was walking to ICUs just to see if the manager was in to talk to them. You can't be afraid to talk to people, see what they're wanting, see if they need anybody. You have to put in the work, and if you do, you will be successful. So sometimes I say things fell in my lap, but I know that I worked for them. There are hospitals now that have ICU internships that you can do and complete. And if you do, they might hire you. I do not have that available for me, but they are out there. There are also nursing schools that I've actually just found out about that have, I think they're called externships, where you follow a nurse on the unit of your choice. And if you do well there, they might hire you. There are going to be a slew of people who say new grads who do not belong in the ICU. I do not believe that one bit. Main point is because I believe that you can teach anybody anything. Like in World War One, they were teaching nurses how to give anesthesia right like that. Granted, it's not as technical as it was or is now, but you can teach anybody to do anything. I think that's just an older generation of nurses that are kind of resistant to change and kind of refuse to acknowledge that nursing, new age nursing, is different. It's changing, it's evolving. You don't have to have 20 years of experience to go to anesthesia school. You don't have to have 3 years before you go to ICU. I don't believe that. So again, ignore it. Push forward with your goals. Hand up to the haters. Emoji. I hope this video was really helpful for you guys. This was a requested video from a while back, but I figured I could fit one in now with the other topics that I'm about to be talking about in these next few videos. So hope you like it. Like it, subscribe, comment, share, everything. Remember, I'm trying to get to 500 followers on YouTube or Instagram, whichever's first, and I will release my resume for you guys, well, a section of it, which I think was very helpful. It's gotten me to where I'm at. So if we get there, we get resumes. All right, guys, have a good one.
This is what, mixtape number 6, 7.